Well. Hello, Lupus Warriors. Hello. Always a beautiful day when I get to spend it with my Lupus Warrior friends out there. Well, hello, my name is Laura, and this is my channel, Laura's Lupus, where we talk about all things lupus. As you know, I created this channel for warriors like you and like me in order to bring about awareness, to educate, and to encourage lupus warriors like us, okay? And also to be the biggest advocate that I can be in order to bring lupus to the forefront and to put it out front and center, so that we can have a better chance at eventually one day finding a cure for this mysterious disease, and also to bring about the hopefully better treatments and diagnosis and all that good stuff for lupus warriors, okay? And so today I wanted to come in and I wanted to talk to you. This is sort of a piggyback video of my last episode of Lupus Facts, in which I stated that 1 in 4 lupus patients are permanently disabled. And in this world today, there are all types of disabilities out there. As a matter of fact, there are 40 million people in America that live with some sort of a disability, whether it's seen or unseen. But I brought this video, it came to my attention that I wanted to talk about what is it that causes us to, especially for those of us that deal with a disability or chronic illness that's unseen, such as lupus, what makes us hesitate to reveal that information to our loved ones, um, to our friends, our closest friends, to our coworkers, or even to a potential mate? What is it that causes us to withhold that information? Is it fair to withhold that information? Um, at what point in time should we reveal to someone that we have a chronic illness or disability, especially when you're dealing with one that's unseen? And so what I came to the conclusion is that we fear revealing this information. We fear the stigma and the label, of having a chronic illness or disability. We really fear that. And this is 2022. And, America is a melting pot of all kinds of people, wonderful people, disabilities or no disabilities. But we fear revealing that information. And I thought about Chadwick Boseman, the actor who played Black Panther, and how he had to hide his illness from Hollywood, from the movie producers and directors, for fear of, not being offered as many roles or as many physical roles, or just his illness interfering with his ability to work in Hollywood. And so I think a lot of us, we fear that. We fear, like I said, the stigma and the label. And so, what a beautiful place the world would be if we would get rid of all these stigmas and labels. Because you know what, my friend, even though a person may have a disability and you may not have one, but you know what? We all experience our ups and downs in life. We all have, whether you have a disability or not, we all go through having good days and bad days. And we shouldn't have to push down or hide or basically, suffocate who we are, in order to um, not be, due to fear of labels and stigmas. And so, what are some of the fears that we have as far as revealing to others that we have a chronic illness or disability? And I came up with 6 of them, 6 fears that we have. And so, the first one that I have is that we fear what others may think of us. We fear that allowing others to know that we have a chronic illness or disability may cause them to think of us differently, to think of us as less than. Um, again, when it comes to co-workers, you may not be able to, they may not want you to be a part of the new project and everything. Just you're being looked at differently. and that shouldn't be. Number two, being treated differently. That ties into number one. When people look at you differently, or have a different concept of who you are, it will cause them to treat you differently. And we shouldn't be treated differently just because you have a chronic illness or a disability. Sometimes people unknowingly make statements that are very hurtful towards a disabled person. For instance, people may tell a lupus patient, well, you don't look sick, you don't act sick. Well, tell me what looking sick and acting sick looks like. No, we're not in the ICU. We're not hooked up to a bunch of tubes. We're walking around and we're living, experiencing life just like you. So, what does looking sick, what does that look like? What does acting sick? What do you mean by that? Sometimes people make statements like, oh, I'm so sorry, I feel so sorry for you that you're dealing with this, or, you know, um, just ungarnered sympathy and everything. And it's okay to have empathy, but by no means, anyone with a disability, are we looking for sympathy or looking for you to feel sorry for us, or to treat us, or have, treat us differently, or have lower expectations of us just because we have a disability. Because I find it so inspiring when I watch videos of people who were born with, no arms and no legs, and they don't allow that to stop them from living their greatest life. They don't allow it to get them down, mentally. They don't allow it to stop them from going after their hopes and dreams and having a high expectancy for life. They don't let it stop them from having a joy and a zest for life. And their zest for life is contagious, my friend. It is absolutely contagious. And so, you know, we don't want, ungarnered, sympathy, unsolicited advice. Well, my cousin had lupus and she tried this and she was cured. Well, that's your cousin. Lupus is not a one size fit all disease. It impacts everyone differently. Everyone experiences it's on such a broad spectrum, from mild, moderate to severe, that it impacts everyone's lives differently. And so a lot of times we don't want to expose that we have an illness due to, what others think, or being treated differently. And, I'm not by any means telling you that you have to go around and broadcast your business to everyone, because it's not everybody's business what your medical status is, but for your loved ones, for the ones at your job that write your check, or for a potential mate, I think it's unfair not to let them know that you have some sort of a chronic illness, or that you have a disability. I know that when I decided to make this YouTube channel, I knew that there was going to be some risk involved. I knew that I had to be vulnerable. I had to tell my lupus story. I had to reveal some facts about what I deal with on a day to day basis living with lupus. And so, yes, people that know me and people that don't know me, maybe they will judge me differently, but that's their business, There's an old saying that people don't want to know what you know until they know that you care. And so that's the reason I created this channel, to advocate for people with lupus like myself, and to show people that I care, and to connect to other lupus warriors, and to get the information out there for someone who may be newly diagnosed with lupus, or who may be experiencing a new symptom and have no idea that that symptom is a lupus flare. And also, I created this channel so that information that I lacked and that was not available to me when I was first diagnosed with lupus. And, I couldn't get a lot of answers to the questions that I had about lupus. I don't want anyone else to go through that. So this channel is very informative. It's very encouraging. It advocates for lupus patients all around the world. And so I just wanted it to be a place that the lupus community could come to and get information that was not available to me. And I want to be able to do things for other lupus warriors on this channel that were not done for me when I was first diagnosed with lupus. It's by no means to have sympathy or to for have anyone feel sorry or anything like that, but it's to develop a community and to talk from experience. It would be like me going into a rehab center and I'm going to be a counselor to talk to people about addictions. And yes, I may have taken a course and been certified, but someone that's been out there walking the walk of experiencing addiction, as soon as I open my mouth, I can talk in circles about the book knowledge. But they're going to know, you know what, there's no connection because she doesn't have the experience. She doesn't get or understand where I'm coming from. When I fall off the wagon, she doesn't get it. She's so wrapped up into her book knowledge that she can't relate to me as a whole person, mentally, physically, and emotionally, what I go through. And so that's the reason why I created this channel, so that I could relate to you guys and you guys can relate to me, and you can talk to someone who's really living a life of lupus, who's really the face, of lupus. I'm not talking from just book knowledge. I'm talking from experience, day-to-day living with the chronic illness. Okay. Number 3, misunderstood and judged. That's a big one. That's a big one. A lot of times we don't reveal our information because we fear being misunderstood, even by our loved ones. Like I said, they may not, um, you know, um, they may not have the same expectations out of you. Um, you may be, because of the ups and downs of lupus, where one day you're full of energy and vibrant and you feel like you can do a whole lot of things, and the next day a flare hits you and you're exhausted. And so sometimes people may judge you as though you're faking an illness, again, because you don't look sick. Or, you may have to call in from work and people are, oh, she's playing hooky. She's always missing a lot of days off of work, or she's burning through her sick days, or she's abusing FMLA. And people really are, they need those days. Whether you have a chronic illness or not, you know, you can experience burnout with or without a disability or chronic illness. Burnout is real. Unfortunately, for a person with a chronic illness, burnout happens quicker. But even if you don't have a chronic illness, if you're burning the candle at both ends, my friend, you're going to collide with burnout. You can't continue to water everybody else and burn the candle at both ends and not make your self care a priority and think that you're always going to live with bundles and bundles of energy, and that you're going to continue to live this vibrant life if you're not first stopping to take care of yourself first. Okay. Um, Number 4, you fear letting others down. Maybe before you were diagnosed with the chronic illness, you were the one that planned the Christmas parties or the birthday parties, and you did this lavish spread, and you were the life of the party. Well, now you've had to pass that on to someone else, or you may ask for help with the party. Maybe during the party you go somewhere and you have to sit down for a while. You're not the life of the party. Or maybe you were a very involved parent. You were at your child's little league basketball games. You coached a team. You were at all the school functions and everything. When someone said, "Do we have a volunteer?" you were the first to raise your hand and say, "I'll do it." Well, with the chronic illness or disability, you can no longer do those things. And you can feel like you're letting the people that you love, you can feel like you're letting them down. You can feel like you're letting your coworkers down because you do have to take days off of work. Or you may have to work on your project from home. You may have to limit your hours, or when you can meet and discuss a project and everything. So there is that feeling in the back of your head, in the back of your mind, that you're letting people down. Okay? Number five, fear of the unknown. For anyone that's newly diagnosed with lupus, I know when I was diagnosed, I had a lot of questions. What does this mean for me? You know, should I still plan for my future? Should I still have the same high hopes and expectancy for my future as I held before I was diagnosed with lupus? You know, how will this impact my life a year from now? 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 20 years from now? What will be my status as a lupus patient? You know, another big question, the fear of the unknown. This next flare, will it be mild? Will it be a moderate one? Will it be a severe one? How long will it last? After it's over, how long will it be before the next flare hits me? Where will I be when the next flare hits me? um, who can I depend on? Um, just how what are the changes that I need to make in my life? How will I adjust my life in order to fit around this disease? When you're diagnosed with a chronic illness, everything else falls into second and third place. That chronic illness is the main thing on your mind every day. And we may not talk about that, but it is. Lupus is a priority on your mind, is at the forefront of your mind every day. Every day you know you're thinking about your chronic illness. And when you're going through a flare, you can't help but think about it, because the lupus is like, hello, knock knock knock, I'm here today. Hello, I'm coming for a visit. How long I'm going to stick around, I don't know. There's so many unknowns about lupus, so many things that we don't understand, so many things that we're still discovering. And so lupus is always at the forefront of your mind. Okay? And then last but not least, number 6 is the fear of loss of independence. Especially if you were a very dependent person, dependent on yourself. You were used to setting goals, making things happen. You were traveling, you were working, you were doing this, you were doing that. You had a full life, a full plate, and you were balancing all of your plates. And then along comes lupus, and you have to lay a few of those plates down. You have limited amounts of energy every day. And when you get to that last, they have the spoon theory when it comes to lupus. Every day you're given so many spoons. You have a spoon for getting up and cooking yourself some breakfast. You have a spoon for taking a shower. If you go to work, you have a spoon for your hours at work. There's a certain spoon for everything. Spending time with your children, house cleaning. Once you get to that last one, that's it. That's it. You have no more spoons. You have nothing else to give. And so, you may have to depend on other people, loved ones, a support group, other services to help you do the things that most people take for granted. Okay? And so, but I wanted to let you know. Okay, I always like to end my videos with an encouraging word. And the first thing that I always say is that, my friend, there is life after lupus. Even though you have debilitating disease, or whatever spectrum you fall on with lupus, that you can still plan for your future. You can still have a high expectancy for your life. You can still have your hopes and dreams. You can still achieve things. My mother used to always say, where there's a will, there's a way. With lupus, you can still accomplish some of the goals and things that you want to accomplish. You just may have to take another route, or it may take a little bit longer. But as long as you're still here, as long as you still have breath in your lungs, if you can see this video and you can hear the sound of my voice, there's still hope. There's still another day that you can make things happen for yourself. You just have to do it a little bit differently. I found that with lupus, I've become an excellent planner of things. And, I take care of myself. I make self-care a priority. What I just can't do today, I can't do it. But it doesn't mean that I can't do it tomorrow. And a lot of times, early in the diagnosis, we may put off a lot of things. Well, I'm not going to make plans for this until I feel better. I'm not going to make plans, until I get this lupus flare under control. And sometimes that type of thinking can make us miss out on the beauty of life that's right in front of us right now. Take a deep breath. Take a look around you, you know. Don't be so focused on tomorrow or when things get better, then I'll do this, to miss out on the beautiful moments of life that are right in front of you, my friend. Life is for the living. Life goes on, and we have to be on board with life, with lupus, with the chronic illness, with the disability or not. We can't be so focused on waiting to do or accomplish anything when things get better. When I get a better job, when the kids are grown, like I said, when this lupus flare is over, when I move into a better house, when I have better income, then I'm going to do this, that, and the other. And sometimes a disability or chronic illness is a bump in the road to get us to slow down and to focus on the beauty of life that's right in front of us, my friend. Let's not get so caught up in, it's okay to plan for the future, it's okay to be forward thinking, but don't be so forward thinking that you miss out on all the beautiful things that life is trying to show you, all the greatness of life, you know, all the special moments that are happening today. Don't miss out on today worrying about tomorrow. The Bible says that, worry doesn't help us at all. By worrying, can we add one stature on to our life? By worrying, can we change anything? No, we cannot. Know and trust that God's got you. Know and trust that He knows what you're dealing with, and He cares for you, and He's available to help you. He's an ever present help in our time of need. Okay? And He wants you to focus on and put your trust in Him, and focus on the beauty of right now. This very moment is a beautiful moment. you know let's not worry about tomorrow. Let's plan. That's wisdom, to plan, but don't be so focused on it that you miss out on the beauty of today. Okay? All right, so take care, my friends. I didn't want this video to be too long, but I hope that you found this information informative, encouraging. And if so, please take a moment. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and please share this information. And I will talk to you all soon on the next video. Take care. Happy Friday, everybody. Have a great weekend. Stay strong, stay encouraged, my friends. Bye for now.